Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the two-way slashing Playmaker. Now, if you've played 2K20, you've ran into this build plenty of times, whether it be 2v2 where they're running point guard, 3v3 where it's a lockdown build, or you might even play a team where they literally have 3 of them on the court on 3s or 2 of them on the court on 2s. It's the most versatile build in the game. It can play any position you want it to depending on the height, and we're here to talk about it. So anyway, if you enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Let's try to get this one to 500 likes in the first 24 hours as well. And listen, y'all, I'm not going to be, ranting too much on this video. I'm just telling y'all as it is and just telling you what this build is capable of and the imbalance of this build, how it's by far better than every other build in the game. Now, you're going to see, first of all, I'm building it at point guard and showing how most people probably do it. Now, you could also drop your close shot a little bit as well, lose a few finishing badges just to have interior defense all the way up. Now in this video I'm going to be showing how to make the playmaking glass cleaner build as well, just the taller power forward variant of this build at like 6'8". But again, I'm just specifying the attribute points a little bit to get the perfect badge spread on this, and this is how I feel this build should probably be made. Now you see I don't have defensive rebound on this. I feel like there's a couple different ways to go with this, and the only tough thing about this build is figuring out the best way to balance it all with the attributes and the badges, because you do lack in one area on defense if you decide to go high on the finishing badges, because you see to have things like close shot, driving layup, and driving dunk maxed, you have to, and not even close shot max, but you have to sacrifice one thing, whether it be defensive rebound, block, or interior defense. I don't think you really need O-board on this build. However, it would be really nice to have, just the fact that you're an ISO build on the 2v2 court. So if you drive and kick, it'd be nice to be able to get your team's O-board if your teammate does miss. But anyway, you're gonna see this right here. I mean, at 6'5", this is the perfect physical pie chart for this. To go with the speed invert as well, even at 91 speed, quote unquote, and you're gonna go lower on the weight too, so the acceleration goes up higher. But even at 91 speed, at 99 overall, with the +4 that you're gonna have for being an SS3 or with the gym rat badge, or just doing your daily workouts, and then at a 99 overall, you have 99 speed, 99 XL, 99 vertical. So this is where we get to the point of where 2K messed up. I feel like 2K's initial thought was that 67 3-pointer, it'll be hard to shoot with. Anybody who runs with this build is at least going to struggle to shoot. First of all, everybody should have known sometime this year people are going to figure out how to shoot with like even 53 pointers. So that was a given. And then on top of that, if it did shoot inconsistently, it still has contact dunks, 92 driving dunk at 99.9, 99 speed, 99 XL, 99 vert, and wait. We haven't even got to the two best parts of the build yet. It's a lockdown and a playmaker, bro. So it has Hall of Fame defensive badges, Hall of Fame playmaking badges. There you can see the two-way slashing playmaker title. Now we're gonna go back into it, change the position and the attribute points that I put on them. So I'm just showing multiple ways of how this build is done, and then we'll go to the badges. Then I'll show some clips of this build in action for those who don't know what this is about. But I feel like for the most part, all of you guys know what this build is about. I mean, it's a great paint masher in the paint. If you have a weak defender on it, as any build in this game would be. But like I said, the fact that it gets contact dunks, and I think there's two things that 2K went wrong with as far as the finishing goes with this build. First of all, I don't think it should get 87 driving dunk, at 6'5". I feel like this build shouldn't even get contact dunks, if you ask me. For it to be a good dunker in open space, I totally understand. And to have like high driving dunk rating, I feel like 2K just gassed everybody's build up with too high of driving dunk. I'm talking playmaking, the playmaking sharpshooter builds, they get like almost 80 when they get to 99.9. These builds get like 92 or even like 93, 94 when they get to 99.9, and it just kind of diminishes an actual slasher, if you ask me. But anyway, you guys get the deal. As far as what I was saying earlier too, if you go 6'7" or anything taller than 6'6", I'd probably say to go with the pure speed pie chart, because you don't want to be lacking in that area too much. But that's the perfect balance of this 6'5", is that you get max vertical, max XL, max speed. The strength isn't all that great, don't get me wrong, and it's so weird because if a two-way slash play were to go at another two-way slash play, I feel like the offense is always going to win, which doesn't really make much sense because this is a lockdown build right here. But anyway, as you can see with this one, I didn't upgrade the steal rating and decided to just upgrade everything else in between, and that's the shooting guard version of this. So that's the two-way slashing playmaker. Again, this part right here, I'm showing how to make the playmaking glass cleaner. I think for my value, I would say the two-way slash play is a better build than the playmaking glass cleaner. But as you guys know, you got to have height in certain situations. You can't just run 3-6-5 point guards on the 3v3, especially not in park. In stage, low-key, you might get away with it, and they've kind of outlawed lineups like that in tournaments. But anyway, you can see power forward. I'm going with the playmaking defender as well. boom, going to the pure speed, because like I said, you're probably gonna want that if you're trying to be a speed boosting glass cleaner, like, you know, Nut DF and all them dudes be. I think I've name dropped Nut in my videos like literally the last 4 times, so I apologize if, you know, y'all are, you know, feeling some type of way about that. But anyway, again, the one bad thing about this build is you're gonna have to upgrade post moves to have high playmaking badges. So it is kind of the tough thing about that, because with the other two, you can get 20 playmaking badges without even touching that. But with this, you're probably going to go O-board just because of your height and, you know, the fact that you're playing the big man spot as well. So when you're ISO, I'm just showing a couple different variants of it. I'll put it like that. So this is the way that Nut went with it, and this is the way that almost every playmaking glass cleaner does go with it. Only one finishing badge. I will say, for the paint masters and dudes that really want to, like, you know, take advantage of people down there, I'm not going to say it's still impossible. Like, you can definitely still take advantage of people with this stuff. At 99 overall, you get long athlete, which still allows you to be crazy with it. And then you still get contact dunks as well at 99. So it definitely relies more on being a 99 overall at this build, I'd put it like that. But to have one of these is so game changing. It's honestly, it's ridiculous. And like I was telling y'all, the craziest thing about this build type, like the playmaking defender, is you could run 3 of them on the 3v3 court and literally just ISO everybody. I'm talking, say you have 2 lockdowns. I'm saying like a meta stage lineup would be a playmaking shot creator, 1 lockdown, and then a big man, right? So then what you could do is just come in here with 3 playmaking defenders and go at the one that isn't a lockdown, and then just still have 3 locks anyway. Insane build, bro. But anyway, we're gonna get some badge breakdown real quick. So before we get to the badges and talk about the versatility of the build, I want to also just talk about what this build looks like at 99 overall. I'm not even gonna say 99.9, but regardless, for whatever reason, 2K doesn't show the actual ratings you would be at a 99. So I gotta mention, you would have 87 ball control, which would be premium, like the perfect point. You'd have almost 73 pointer. It'd be like 68, which is not, you know, perfect. But like I said, I mean, the fact that you can just shoot with that rating no matter what, and 10 shooting badges is plenty. You get range extender, you know, hot zone hunter, all types of stuff like that. 91 driving dunk and, like, you know, 86 driving layup, stuff like that is honestly insane what this thing's capable of. Now, I wanted to talk about this, but I don't think I did. I feel like the places that 2K went wrong with this thing, I don't think this build should get contact dunks in the first place. That's number 1. I did mention that. But the second thing that I didn't mention is that I feel like they should definitely limit what gets long athlete layup package, because the fact that long athlete layup package only requires 70 driving layup is absolutely insane. Like, I'm talking so many builds can get that, and it completely just enables them to get crazy hop dunks. I'm actually gonna make a video on that too pretty soon. I'm not gonna, you know, exactly say what the title's gonna be yet, because I think that's gonna be a banger. But anyway, like I said, I just think they should definitely limit what builds get long athlete. It should have been like 80 driving layup, or even 85, honestly. I wouldn't even be mad if it was 90. I feel like pure slashers or like really good slashing builds should be the only thing that really gets that, because that is insane, and it allows so many people to get crazy, you know, hop dunk ability and stuff like that. But anyway, you know, roughly 90 lateral quickness, 90 perimeter defense. Like I said, it's just an insane build. So as far as the versatility of it, here's where we talk about, obviously, it fits into so many different molds. It can be a stage lock. I'm talking like, you know, in the 3v3 stage, the meta is going to be an outside point guard, playmaking defender, or a pure lock, if you will. Some people decide to go with that, even though it gets like 3 or 4 shooting badges, but they can still shoot with it, and that speaks to how stupid this game is in that aspect as well. And y'all have seen me greening with my pure slasher, even with the meter on, with 10 shooting badges as well. It's just a you know, rinse and repeat game when it comes to that, where, you know, we always end up with, you know, builds with 50 3-pointers shooting threes consistently. But anyway, y'all get the deal. As far as what this build is capable of, stage lock, I'm talking like, you know, like I said, outside point guard, lockdown at the 2, big man at the 3. Or you could even talk about like the 2v2 meta, how this is the best build in the game at point guard, because outside point guards can't hang with it. This build alone has made it so outside PGs just don't, like, they can't hang on that 2v2 court. And this is where, honestly, you guys can say whatever you want about that behind the back being in the game, but I feel like that behind the back being in the game kept outside point guards relevant on that 2v2 court and made them, like, you know, really good on the 3v3. But I don't know, as soon as it got taken out, this build just took over and became the absolute meta, and we all knew it day 1 of when the patch came out, and here we are, you know, the same exact thing. But anyway, As far as what defensive badges I would use on this, it kind of varies. If you believe in pickpocket, I suppose, and a lot of people don't believe in pick dodger, and it depends how you're going to play defense. On 3v3, if you're going to play sides on everything, obviously it makes sense to not have this, and then you would rock out with something like this, or maybe even some pogo stick just to be able to hang with bigs better, but y'all get the deal. I mean, that's for 3v3. On 2v2, I would say most of it's going to be ISO, but you're not going to want to switch with your big too often because playing sides allows easy twos on slips, and if you've played a big that knows how to do that stuff, it's going to be, you know, pretty annoying. So I would say this is probably what I would use if I had this build, and maybe some bronze box just to hang with bigs if you did have to switch onto them. But I mean, for the matter of this build, I mean, Hall of Fame clamps, Intimidator, and I wouldn't say Hall of Fame pick dodger is absolutely insane, but I mean, these two badges on Hall of Fame with clamps and Intimidator are pretty insane. And then honestly, if you wanted to, I would even say you could go Hall of Fame rim protector. And I don't know if you guys ever knew this. I feel like a lot of people don't, but as you can see at the bottom, gives boost to the takeover meter for blocker and teammates. I don't know how many people know about this, but you get actually a pretty good amount of takeover when you have Hall of Fame rim protector. And a lot of guards, they be sleep on this thing, but you actually get a ton, bro. But anyway, enough for the defense. As you can see with the playmaking, you could always rock out with like Hall of Fame dimer, handles for days, floor general, and probably bronze bailout. And then I would say, obviously you're gonna want some, yo, I might be tripping, because you're gonna want some unpluckable too. So I don't know, it kind of depends. A lot of people, they decide to not use this bailout, but I feel like bronze bailout is honestly a must. Anyway, you get the deal. I mean, if you ever wanted to too, you could drop the dimer, boom, unpluckable. You guys get the deal. And honestly, the thing that sucks too is when they took that behind the back out, it made it so playmaking builds are a little less valued, where tight handles is no longer effective, really. And I understand there's a couple other useful playmaking badges here, like needle threader, for instance. But again, I'm just showing a kind of quick little overview of this, so we don't gotta talk about this too long. But you got the deal. You're probably gonna want gold quick draw, unless you're in the ISO on like a two-way slash blade, you know, point guard. You could probably use silver, but I just feel like the faster, the tougher you are to guard. Me personally, though, I like silver with 38, but it depends. Some of these two-way slash plays, they don't even use 38. They be using like things like 98. And for anybody who knows what I mean by, you know, the difference of those two, 98 is more of a dribbling jump shot, if you will, whereas 38 can be more catch and shoot, I suppose, and 98 is one of the quickest jump shots in the game. But anyway, you're probably gonna go with like something like Hot Zone Hunter as well, then Hot Start right there. You guys get the deal. Or if you want to go with Silver Quick Draw, just to be able to get something extra on the shooting, whether it be Green Machine or Clutch Shooter, whatever it may be. But y'all get the deal. This is a tough build, bro. I mean, it can green threes from like 4 or 5 feet off the 3-point line. It can get contact dunk, speed boost right past you if you play it too tight. And then on top of all that, that sounds like a demigod offensive point guard, right? You'd probably be thinking like, yo, that must mean he has horrible defense if I gave that description. But no, it's one of the best defenders in the game too. So anyway, just to speak to like what this build is really capable of, you're gonna see the finishing badges right here. The 3 best in the game, you can rock them all on gold. Boom, contact finisher, fancy, and slithery. So you're gonna be good with the baseline reverses, you're gonna be good with the hop dunks, and you're gonna be good with the contact dunks. So it's really all you need, man. I mean, it's honestly insane what this thing is capable of. And then when you talk about legend on top of that, 19, 20, 29, and 28, bro, it's like by far the most dominant thing in this game. So again, when you guys look back at 2K20 and you really think like, yo, what was the best build of this game? Like, for instance, you look back at 2K17, you probably think 6'10", speed boosting demigod point forwards, right? With like animation glitch contact dunks. Or you think maybe the 6'3" pure sharps, or whatever it may be. When you look back at 2K20, I guarantee you're going to look back and look at these two-way slash plays and remember that this was by far the most dominant thing about this game. And it's cool, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, it leaves a legacy and it leaves like a story on this game where you can talk about like, oh, remember that like garbage nonsense that was like so hard to stop and so hard to deal with. And you could talk about like 2K19 with the lockdowns and post scores. Obviously, we look back on it now and we kind of joke about it and laugh because it's all over. But it definitely has made for a less enjoyable experience on the game as we speak. And let me know what y'all think of this stuff too. If you feel like, if you agree with my whole, you know, take on it, just the ratings itself, how I feel like long athlete should be, you know, it should demand that you have a higher driving layup than 80 at least, which this build could still get on top of that, which is honestly kind of insane. But let me know what y'all think of that long athlete thing, or if you think like all the ratings just in general on this build should be lowered in the finishing and shooting categories. Like I said, I think 2K kind of overestimated themselves and thought that, you know, with 64 3-pointer or 60, 68, 69 3-pointer, whatever you want to call it, I think they thought that this build was going to struggle to shoot and be inconsistent with it, so they didn't think this would be a viable point guard option. And I don't really know what their thought was on how viable they're going to make outside point guards, but that behind the back kept them in the game. And as soon as they took it out, this build just completely took over. So anyway, that's off the vid. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. And let's try to get this video to 500 likes in the first 24 hours like I was telling y'all. But anyway, if you made it to this point, the very end of this video, put finishing in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. Or you could put slash in the comments to show your support that you made it all the way through. It doesn't matter which. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Leave some feedback on the two-way slash play. Tell me what you think of it. And tell me what you think this build should do. If they brought these archetype systems into next year, tell me what nerf you think this build should get. Do you think its shooting should go down? Do you think its finishing ability should go down? Or do you think they should just nerf it and make it an all-around build, but take down like the speed and the defense of it? I don't think that makes sense to do though. I just feel like these two categories right here should definitely be nerfed a little bit on this build, but I think it still should be a fast player with good playmaking badges and still be a good lockdown build. It makes complete sense for that to be like that, but y'all get the deal. I just think it should be more inconsistent with the shooting, or let me know if you think the shooting in 2K20 is just too easy and they need to make it harder. Long story short, that's off the vid. I hope y'all enjoyed. And other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.